Year 4 Homework 5 Video Walkthrough. Question 1. Which of the following words best describes the way Lily feels about living in her new town? Is she A, skeptical, B, apprehensive, C, enamored, or D, content? The correct answer here is C, enamored. Now let's explore why. The explanation tells us that Lily really loves her new town. She mentions that she just adores the mall, the parks, her school, and especially all the different seasons. Because she loves it so much, it's like she's in love with her new town rather than doubtful, worried, or simply content. So the best word to describe her feelings is enamored. Question 2. This next question asks, what is this passage mostly about? Is it A, Lily's favorite season? B, Lily and the Four Seasons? C, Lily's favorite activities during winter? Or D, Lily's favorite Halloween costumes? The correct answer is B, Lily and the Four Seasons. The text goes into how each season is unique in Lily's new town. It talks about how the winter is cold and snowy, the spring has lots of flowers, the summer is hot, and autumn has colorful leaves and Halloween. So the main focus is on Lily experiencing all four seasons in her new town. Question 3. Question 3 is about sentence structure. In paragraph 2, the author writes, she also wears a scarf around her neck. What is the best way to rewrite this sentence while keeping its original meaning? Is it A, in addition, she wears a scarf around her neck? B, however, she wears a scarf around her neck? C, nevertheless, she wears a scarf around her neck? Or D, as a result, she wears a scarf around her neck? The correct answer is A, in addition, she wears a scarf around her neck. The original sentence simply adds another detail about what Lily is wearing. In addition, does the same thing, simply adding to the list of details. The words however, nevertheless, and as a result would actually change the meaning by showing a contrast or a cause and effect, which isn't what the original sentence is doing. Question 4. Now let's move on to question 4. How is Lily's new town different from her old town? We have 3 statements to look at. I, it snows in her new town. 2, Lily wears different summer clothes in her new town. 3, Lily wears a Halloween costume for the first time in her new town. Is the answer A, I only, B, I and 2 only, C, 2 and 3 only, or D, I, 2 and 3? The correct answer is B, I and 2 only. The text does mention that it snows in her new town and she changes her summer clothing. However, she's worn Halloween costumes before, so it's not her first time in the new town. Question 5. Question number 5 asks, judging from the costumes Lily likes to wear, which of these costumes will she most likely wear on Halloween next year? Is it A, a princess costume, B, a fairy costume, C, a ghost costume, or D, a bird costume? The correct answer is D, a bird costume. The text tells us that last year, Lily was a mouse. This year, she's a fish. It seems she enjoys animal costumes, so it's likely she'll be another animal next year, and out of the choices, a bird makes the most sense. Question 6. Question 6. According to the passage, each of these is something a seed needs to grow into a plant, except A, water, B, fertilizer, C, light, or D, warmth. The correct answer is B, fertilizer. The passage says seeds need warmth, water, and light to grow. It doesn't say that fertilizer is necessary. So fertilizer is the odd one out. Question 7. For question 7, the question is, according to this passage, what is a plant called when it is just starting to grow? Is it A, a seedling, B, a stem, C, a root, or D, a flower? The correct answer is A, a seedling. The text specifically calls a plant a seedling when it first appears above the ground and starts to grow. Question 8. And finally, question 8. What is the main purpose of paragraph 4? Is it A, to warn that a seedling can stop growing? B, to prove that a seedling will continue to grow? C, to explain why a seedling needs light? Or D, to ask why a seedling still needs warmth and water? The correct answer here is C, to explain why a seedling needs light. Paragraph 4 tells us that after a seed has warmth and water, it still needs light from the sun so it can keep growing. That's what that whole paragraph is about. Question 9. This question asks, who would most likely want to read this passage about plants? Would it be A, Shelley, who wants to understand how plants grow? B, Greg, who wonders if plants can live in outer space? C, Luis, who needs to find out how to make his plants grow faster? Or D. Emeka, who likes to look at her mother's flowers? The correct answer is A. Shelley, who wants to understand how plants grow. The passage focuses on what a plant needs: warmth, water, and light. So someone wanting to learn the basics of plant growth would find this information the most helpful. Okay, let's move on to a new section about geckos. Question 10. According to the passage, geckos range in size from A. 10 inches to 60 centimeters, B. a few inches to 10 inches, C. a few inches to 60 centimeters, or D. 10 inches to a foot. The correct answer is C. a few inches to 60 centimeters. The narrator tells us they've seen geckos that are only a few inches long, but they also read in a book that geckos can grow as long as 60 centimeters. Question 11. What aspect of the geckos most interests the narrator? Is it A. what they eat, B. how they move, C. how they look, or D. how big they are? The correct answer is B. how they move. The narrator does say that the gecko's appearance is interesting, but they are particularly fascinated by the way the geckos can sprint and blend in with their surroundings. Question 12. Based on how the word is used in the passage, we need to understand which word group sprint belongs to. Is it A. pause, halt, break, B. climb, scale, ascend, C. look, appear, manifest, or D. run, move, dash? The correct answer is D. run, move, dash. When you sprint, it means you're running very quickly. Question 13. From the information in the section titled Why I Love Geckos, what can we assume about the narrator's grandparents? Do they A. not like mosquitoes, B. are interested in learning about mosquitoes, C. are very interested in geckos, or D. not understand the narrator's interest in geckos? The correct answer is A. they do not like mosquitoes. The grandparents appreciate geckos because they eat the mosquitoes, so we can guess they must not like mosquitoes themselves. Question 14. According to the passage, the narrator learned about geckos by I. reading about them in a book, 2. seeing them at her grandparents' house, and 3. studying them in her backyard. Is the answer A. I only, B. I and 2 only, C. 2 and 3 only, or D. I, 2 and 3? The correct answer is B. I and 2 only. The narrator read about geckos and also saw them at her grandparents' house. The text doesn't mention the narrator studying them in her own backyard. Question 15. The narrator's overall view of geckos can best be described as A. enamored, meaning charmed or captivated by, B. hostile, meaning against or an enemy of, C. indifferent, meaning without interest or concern, or D. repulsed, meaning disgusted or driven back. The correct answer is A. enamored. The narrator talks about loving geckos, closely watching them, and finds them fascinating. Now let's move on to the capitalization section. Question 16. We need to rewrite the sentence, my pen friend collects Irish stamps, using capital letters correctly. Which is correct? A. My pen friend collects Irish stamps. B. My pen friend collects Irish stamps. Or C. My pen friend collects Irish stamps. The correct answer is C. My pen friend collects Irish stamps. We capitalize the first letter of the sentence, which is M, and also Irish, because it is a nationality. The rest of the letters stay lowercase. Question 17. Let's capitalize the next sentence. Many Norwegian fishing trawlers fish off the coasts of Canada and Greenland. Is it A. Many Norwegian fishing trawlers fish off the coasts of Canada and Greenland, B. Many Norwegian fishing trawlers fish off the coasts of Canada and Greenland, or C. Many Norwegian fishing trawlers fish off the coasts of Canada and Greenland? The correct answer is C. Many Norwegian fishing trawlers fish off the coast of Canada and Greenland. Capitalize the first letter, M, and then Norwegian, Canada, and Greenland, because those are names of places. The words fishing trawlers are not proper nouns, so they remain lowercase. Question 18. Here's another sentence to capitalize. The Italian singer sang at the music festival in Cambridge. Is the correct answer A. The Italian singer sang at the music festival in Cambridge, B. The Italian singer sang at the music festival in Cambridge, or C. The Italian singer sang at the music festival in Cambridge? The correct answer is C. The Italian singer sang at the music festival in Cambridge. We need to capitalize the at the beginning of the sentence. Italian, because it's a nationality, and Cambridge, because it's the name of a city. Music festival is not a proper name, and so it should be lowercase. Question 19. And lastly, in this section, we have Frédéric Chopin, a Polish composer, was born near Warsaw. Which one of these is correct? A. Frédéric Chopin, a Polish composer, was born near Warsaw. B. Frédéric Chopin, a Polish composer, was born near Warsaw. Or C. Frédéric Chopin, a Polish composer, was born near Warsaw. The correct answer is C. Frédéric Chopin, a Polish composer, was born near Warsaw. Frédéric Chopin is the name of a person, so we capitalize the first and last name, and we also need to capitalize Polish, as it is a nationality, and Warsaw, since it's the name of a city. Now let's work on grammar and use the correct article, either a or an. Question 20. The girl ate ___ egg. Is it a or an? The correct answer is an egg. Question 21. An ___ sausage for her breakfast. Is it a or an? The correct answer is a sausage. Question 22. My brother saw ___ fox. Is it a or an? The correct answer is a fox. Question 23. And ___ eagle in the forest. Is it a or an? The correct answer is an eagle. Question 24. I saw ___ aeroplane. Is it a or an? The correct answer is an aeroplane. Okay, let's continue with question 25. Question 25. Blank white cloud. The answer is a white cloud. Now let's talk about why we use a here. For questions 20 through 25, we've been looking at when to use an versus a. Remember, we use an before words that start with a vowel sound, like in egg, eagle, and aeroplane. On the other hand, we use a before words that begin with a consonant sound, like in sausage, fox, and now white. So a white cloud is the correct answer. Now let's move on to grammar. We're going to practice using is or are correctly in sentences. Remember, is used with singular nouns, and are is used with plural nouns. Question 26 and 27. Her hands blank clean, but her face blank dirty. The correct answer is, her hands are clean, but her face is dirty. Notice that hands is plural, so we use are, and face is singular, so we use is. Questions 28 and 29. My gloves blank upstairs, and my coat blank in the hall. The correct answer is, my gloves are upstairs, and my coat is in the hall. Again, gloves is plural, so we use are, and coat is singular, so we use is. Questions 30 and 31. His cheeks blank swollen, and his nose blank cut. The correct answer is, his cheeks are swollen, and his nose is cut. Cheeks is plural, so we use are, and nose is singular, so we use is. Remember, we use are for plural nouns like hands, gloves, and cheeks, and is for singular nouns like face, coat, and nose. Next up, we have spelling. In the next section, we'll find spelling mistakes in sentences. Your job is to write the correct spelling of the circled word. Question 32. What time does the train arrive? The correct spelling is arrive. The extra R is removed. Arrive is incorrect. Arrive is correct. Question 33. In a recent survey, it was found that cats prefer fish to cat food. The correct spelling is recent. The word recent is misspelled. The correct form is recent. Question 34. Although it was bedtime, Lily wasn't tired. The correct spelling is although. The word although is incorrect. Although is correct. Question 35. The boy stood in the center of the circle. The correct spelling is center. Using British spelling, center, not center, is correct here. Now for the last section, each sentence below has one word that is incorrect. We need to write the correct spelling of the word. Question 36. Dad was too busy to go to the shops. The correct spelling is busy. Busy is incorrect. Busy is correct. Question 37. Jim occasionally played football. The correct spelling is occasionally. Double C and double L are needed. Common misspellings may omit one C or one L. Question 38. I measured the length of the table. The correct spelling is length. Length is incorrect. Length is spelled with G in the middle. Question 39. We did various different sports. The correct spelling is various. Various is missing the O. Various is the correct form. This section is called Vocabulary Close, and it's about a story called Lion Hunter. We're going to fill in the blanks to complete the story. Question 4. The villagers among whom I was staying were much blanked by lions, which leaped into their cattle pens and destroyed their blank. The answer for the first blank is troubled. The explanation is that the lions caused the villagers great problems, so they were troubled. Question 41. Destroyed their blank. The answer is cows. The lions destroyed the villagers' cattle, or cows. Question 42. As I knew well that, if one of a number of lions is killed, the others blank take the hint and leave that part of the country. The answer is frequently. Here, frequently means often or commonly, indicating that the other lions tend to depart. Question 43. To encourage them, blank, to lead the hunt. The answer is offered. The speaker offered to help, showing willingness to lead the hunt. Question 44. About a quarter of a blank in length. The answer is mile. A quarter of a mile describes the distance around the hill. Question 45. So that the lions blank be completely surrounded. The answer is might. Might here suggests possibility that the lions could be surrounded. Question 46. One of the natives blanking a lion sitting on a piece of rock. The answer is spied. Spied means he spotted or caught sight of the lion. Question 47. The ball missing the beast and striking the blank. The answer is rock. The bullet hit the rock instead of the lion. Question 48. The lion turned, bit like a dog at the blank where the bullet had. The answer is spot. The lion bit at that spot. Question 49. The bullet had blank. The answer is struck. Struck means hit or impacted. Question 50. Soon I saw a blank lion in much the same situation as the former. The answer is another. Another indicates a different or second lion. Question 51. I looked up and saw the blank lion springing upon me. The answer is wounded. The lion was wounded, meaning it had been hurt. Now let's move on to the math section, where we'll be doing some multiplication with fractions. Question 52. 2/5 times 1/2. The correct answer is A, 1/5. Here's how we solve it. 2/5 times 1 divided by 2 equals 2/10, which simplifies to 1/5. Question 53. 1/4 times 1/3. The correct answer is B, 1/12. That's because 1/4 times 1/3 equals 1/12. Question 54. 1/3 times 9/10. The correct answer is D, 3/10. 1/3 times 9 divided by 10 equals 9/30, which simplifies to 3/10. Question 55. 1/2 times 6/10. The correct answer is C, 3/10. 1/2 times 6 divided by 10 equals 6/20, which simplifies to 3/10. Question 56. 2/5 times 1/2. The correct answer is A, 1/5. 2/5 times 1 divided by 2 equals 2/10, which simplifies to 1/5. Now, we're going to move on to finding fractions of whole numbers. Question 57. Find 4/8 of 352. The answer is 176. 4/8 is the same as 1/2, so half of 352 is 176. Question 58. Find 2/3 of 36. The answer is 24. To find 2/3, first divide 36 by 3, which is 12, then multiply 12 by 2, which is 24. Question 59. Find 1/4 of 28. The answer is 7. We simply divide 28 by 4, which equals 7. Question 60. Find 5/10 of 600. The answer is 300. 5/10 is the same as 1/2, so half of 600 is 300. Question 61. Find 2/4 of 40. The answer is 20. 2/4 is the same as 1/2, so half of 40 is 20. Question 62. We need to compare 5/7 and 2/5. Answer: 5/7 is greater than 2/5. Explanation. To compare these fractions, it can be helpful to think of them as decimals. 5/7 is about 0.71, and 2/5 is equal to 0. 4. Since 0.71 is larger than 0.4, that means that 5/7 is indeed greater than 2/5. Question 63. Now let's compare 9/10 and 3/5. Answer: 9/10 is greater than 3/5. Explanation. Again, thinking of these as decimals makes it easier. 9/10 is 0.9, while 3/5 is 0.6. Because 0.9 is larger than 0.6, we know that 9/10 is greater than 3/5. Question 64. Our next comparison is between 4/5 and 2/6. Answer: 4/5 is greater than 2/6. Explanation: 4/5 as a decimal is 0.8. 2/6 can be simplified to 1/3, which is approximately 0.333. Since 0.8 is bigger than 0.333, 4/5 is greater than 2/6. Now, let's move on to subtracting fractions. Question 65. What is 3/11 minus 1/11? Answer: the correct answer is B, 2/11. Explanation: when you subtract fractions with the same denominator, you just subtract the numerators. So, 3/11 minus 1/11 is the same as 3 to 1, 11, which equals 2/11. Question 66. Next, we have 6/11 minus 4/11. Answer: the answer is A, 2/11. Explanation: following the same rule as before, we subtract the numerators. 6/11 minus 4/11 is 6 to 4, 11, which equals 2/11. Question 67. This time, we're subtracting 5/7 minus 2/7. Answer: the correct answer here is C, 3/7. Explanation: again, we subtract the numerators. 5/7 minus 2/7 is 5 to 2, 7, which equals 3/7. Now, let's explore equivalent fractions. Question 68. 1/3 is equal to 7 over what number? Answer: the correct answer is B, 7 21sts. Explanation: to find an equivalent fraction, you multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. In this case, 1 times 7 is 7, so we must multiply 3 by 7 too, which equals 21. So 1/3 equals 7 21sts. Question 69. 3/5 is equal to 21 over what number? Answer: the answer is D, 21 35ths. Explanation: again, we find the number to multiply by. To get from 3 to 21, we multiply by 7. Therefore, we must multiply 5 by 7 as well, which is 35. So 3/5 is equivalent to 21 35ths. Question 70. This is similar. 3/5 equals 21 over what number? Answer: the correct answer is B, 21 35ths. Explanation: as before, we multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number. 3 times 7 is 21, so we must multiply 5 by 7 as well, which is 35. So 3/5 is equivalent to 21 35ths. Now we will look at converting mixed numbers to improper fractions. Question 71. How do we convert 4 and 1/2 into an improper fraction? Answer: the answer is B, 9/2. Explanation: to convert, we multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so the answer is 9/2. Question 72. Let's convert 4 and 2/3 into an improper fraction. Answer: the correct answer is C, 14/3. Explanation: we multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14, so the answer is 14/3. Question 73. Now let's convert 3 and 1/2 into an improper fraction. Answer: the correct answer is A, 7/2. Explanation: we do this the same way. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, giving us 7/2. Finally, let's convert improper fractions to mixed numbers. Question 74. How do we convert 23/5 into a mixed number? Answer: the correct answer is C, 4 and 3/5. Explanation: to do this, we divide the numerator by the denominator. 23 divided by 5 is 4, with a remainder of 3. This gives us a mixed number of 4 and 3/5. Question 75. Now let's convert 19/4 into a mixed number. Answer: the answer is A, 4 and 3/4. Explanation: we divide the numerator by the denominator. 19 divided by 4 is 4, with a remainder of 3. Therefore, the answer is 4 3/4. Question 76. Finally, we convert 10/3 into a mixed number. Answer: the correct answer is C, 3 and 1/3. Explanation: we divide the numerator by the denominator. 10 divided by 3 is 3 with a remainder of 1. Therefore, the answer is 3 and 1/3. Okay, let's continue with question number 77. Question 77. We have the fraction 6/9, and our goal is to simplify it to its lowest terms. The question gives us four options: A, 2/3, B, 3/4, C, 1/3, and D, 2/5. The correct answer is A, 2/3. To get this answer, we need to find the greatest common divisor, or the biggest number that divides evenly into both 6 and 9, which is 3. When we divide both the top and bottom numbers by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3, which gives us the fraction 2/3. Question 78. Next, we have 14/70. The options are A, 2/7, B, 1/5, C, 1/7, and D, 1/3. The correct answer here is B, 1/5. To simplify this fraction, we need to find the greatest common divisor of 14 and 70, which is 14. If we divide both 14 and 70 by 14, we get 1/5, or 1/5. Question 79. Now we have the fraction 8/16. The possible answers are A, 2/3, B, 1/2, C, 1/7, and D, 2/5. The correct answer is B, 1/2. The greatest common divisor of 8 and 16 is 8. When you divide both the numerator and denominator by 8, you get 1/2, or 1/2. Question 80. Moving on, we have 31/100. The options are A, 3/10, B, 2/10, C, 11/7, and D, 1/13. The correct answer is A, 3/10. The greatest common divisor of 30 and 100 is 10. If we divide the numerator and denominator by 10, we get 3/10, or 3/10. Question 81. For this one, we're looking at 7/28. The multiple choice answers are A, 1/3, B, 5/3, C, 7/2, and D, 1/4. The correct answer is D, 1/4. Both 7 and 28 can be divided by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 28 divided by 7 is 4, simplifying to 1/4. Now, let's switch gears and move to long multiplication problems. Question 82. Our first multiplication problem is 86 multiplied by 56. When we multiply 86 by 6, we get 516. Then, we multiply 86 by 50, which gives us 4,300. Finally, we add 516 and 4,300 together, and we get 4,816. Question 83. Next, we have 87 multiplied by 98. First, we multiply 87 by 8, which equals 696. Next, we multiply 87 by 90, which equals 7,830. Now we add 696 and 7,830 to get 8,526. Question 84. Now, let's solve 25 multiplied by 94. If we multiply 25 by 4, we get 100. Then, if we multiply 25 by 90, we get 2,250. Adding 100 and 2,250 gives us 2,350. Question 85. Our next multiplication problem is 27 multiplied by 95. To solve this, first multiply 27 by 5, which gives us 135. Then, multiply 27 by 90, which gives us 2,430. Adding those two numbers together, we get 2,565. All right, now let's move on to long division problems. Question 86. Here we have 368 divided by 8. We look at how many times 8 goes into 36, which is 4 times, with a remainder of 4. We then look at how many times 8 goes into 48, which is 6. Therefore, the answer is 46. Question 87. Next, we have 582 divided by 6. 6 goes into 58 9 times, with a remainder of 4. 6 goes into 42 7 times, so the answer is 97. Question 88. Now we have 141 divided by 3. 3 goes into 14 4 times, with a remainder of 2. Then, 3 goes into 21 7 times. The answer is 47. Question 89. Finally, we need to divide 546 by 7. 7 goes into 54 7 times, with a remainder of 5. 7 goes into 56 8 times, meaning the answer is 78. Let's continue with question number 96. Question 96. The word we have is afraid. Now, when we're afraid, it means we have a feeling of being scared or worried. So which of these words is closest in meaning? Brave, spooky, fearful, or precise? The correct answer is fearful. Afraid and fearful both mean that you're feeling or showing fear. Question 97. Our word for this question is laugh. When you laugh, you usually make a sound that shows you're happy or amused. So which word is the closest in meaning? Happy, sob, rumble, or chuckle? The best answer is chuckle. Laugh and chuckle both mean making sounds when you are amused or gently laughing. Question 98. The word is bite. When you bite something, you use your teeth to cut into it. Which word means almost the same thing? Meal, nibble, tooth, or take? The correct answer is nibble. Bite and nibble both describe using your mouth or teeth to take small pieces of food. Question 99. This time the word is sweet. Sweet is a taste that usually means something has sugar. So what word is closest in meaning? Sour, chocolate, sugary, or tasty? The answer is sugary. Sweet and sugary both mean containing or tasting like sugar. Question 100. The word is dirty. When something is dirty, it's not clean. So which word is closest in meaning? Messy, wet, filthy, or tidy? The right answer here is filthy. Dirty and filthy both mean that something is covered in dirt or is very unclean. Question 101. Now we're going to work on some sentences, focusing on using capital letters correctly. The sentence is, in the new supermarket you can buy French wine and Dutch cheese. The correct way to write this sentence is, in the new supermarket you can buy French wine and Dutch cheese. Remember, we always capitalize the first word of a sentence, in this case, in. Also, French and Dutch are adjectives that tell us the origin of the wine and cheese, and when we have a word describing a nationality, we need to capitalize them. Question 102. The sentence we have is, the Kenyan team will play South Africa in Johannesburg on Saturday. The correct way to write it is, the Kenyan team will play South Africa in Johannesburg on Saturday. We capitalize the because it is the first word of the sentence, and we also capitalize Kenyan, South Africa, Johannesburg, and Saturday because they are proper nouns, the names of places, and a day of the week. Question 103. Let's look at the next sentence. Last February, I received a letter from my pen pal in India. The correct way to write it is, last February, I received a letter from my pen pal in India. We need to capitalize last, as it's the first word of the sentence, February, because it's a month, I, when it's used alone, and India, because it's the name of a country. Question 104. Next we have, Ben Lee bought a Swiss watch on Friday. The correct way to write it is, Ben Lee bought a Swiss watch on Friday. We need capital letters for Ben and Lee because they are names, Swiss because it refers to a country, and Friday as it's the name of a day. Question 105. Now this one is a bit longer. We need to rewrite a whole paragraph using capital letters and full stops where they belong. The original paragraph is, I was awake very early that morning. It was a Tuesday in early December. I was staying with my Uncle Tom at his villa in Greece. The first tremor came at about 4:30. It was a very mild one, and it barely woke me up. I was just nodding off again when the second one came. My whole bed shook. I could hear my cousin, Carlos, starting to shout. I jumped out of bed and ran to my balcony. I saw Dr. Muscuri falling about like a puppet suddenly. My balcony started to shake violently. The next thing I knew, I was being flung forward. I clung to a piece of the railing, but I couldn't hold on. The last thing I remember was my Uncle Tom as he tried to grab my arm. I knew no more until I awoke in a hospital bed in Athens. Here's the paragraph rewritten correctly. I was awake very early that morning. It was a Tuesday in early December. I was staying with my Uncle Tom at his villa in Greece. The first tremor came at about 4:30. It was a very mild one, and it barely woke me up. I was just nodding off again when the second one came. My whole bed shook. I could hear my cousin, Carlos, starting to shout. I jumped out of bed and ran to my balcony. I saw Dr. Muscuri falling about like a puppet. Suddenly, my balcony started to shake violently. The next thing I knew, I was being flung forward. I clung to a piece of the railing, but I could not hold on. The last thing I remember was my Uncle Tom as he tried to grab my arm. I knew no more until I awoke in a hospital bed in Athens. So we have capitalized the first word of each sentence, names of people, places, days, and months. We've also added full stops at the end of every sentence and commas where needed to make it all clear. And that's it for question number 105. Okay, let's continue with question 106. Question 106. The sentence is, the carpenter had underscore 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 axe and underscore 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 saw in his hand. We need to use a or an before each noun. The correct answer is an axe and a saw. We use an before axe because the word axe begins with a vowel sound, and a before saw because it begins with a consonant sound. Question 107. She gave the boy underscore 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 apple and underscore 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 orange. The answer is an apple and an orange because both apple and orange start with vowel sounds. Question 108. The sentence is, my sister Aditi is underscore 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 actress and my sister Arina is underscore 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 model. The correct answer is an actress and a model. Actress begins with a vowel sound, so we use an, and model begins with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 109. I have underscore 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 uncle and underscore 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 aunt in New York. The answer is an uncle and an aunt, because uncle and aunt both start with vowel sounds. Question 110. The waitress wore underscore 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 apron and underscore 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 white cap. The correct answer is an apron and a white cap. Apron starts with a vowel sound, so we use an, and white starts with a consonant W sound, so we use a. Question 111. Underscore 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 ant and underscore 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 flea are two tiny insects. The answer is an ant and a flea. Ant begins with a vowel sound, so we use an, and flea begins with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 112. The gardener planted underscore 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 elm tree and underscore 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 oak tree in the garden. The correct answer is an elm tree and an oak tree, because elm and oak both start with vowel sounds. Question 113. She gave the lady underscore 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 rose and underscore 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 orchid. The correct answer is a rose and an orchid. Rose starts with a consonant R sound, so we use ah. And orchid starts with a vowel sound, so we use an. Question 114. Underscore, underscore, underscore. You is underscore, underscore, underscore young sheep. The correct answer is a ewe is a young sheep. Ewe is pronounced like you, which starts with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 115. Underscore, underscore, underscore axe is underscore, underscore, underscore useful weapon. The correct answer is an axe is a useful weapon. Axe starts with a vowel sound, so we use an. Useful begins with a U sound, which is a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 116. Underscore, underscore, underscore onion is bigger than underscore, underscore, underscore pea. The answer is an onion is bigger than a pea. Onion starts with a vowel sound, so we use an, and pea begins with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 117. Underscore, 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 ugly earwig crawled under underscore, underscore, underscore mossy stone. The correct answer is an ugly earwig crawled under a mossy stone. Ugly begins with a vowel sound, so we use an, and mossy begins with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 118. I have underscore, underscore, underscore yellow canary and underscore, underscore, underscore tame rabbit. The answer is a yellow canary and a tame rabbit. Both yellow and tame begin with consonant sounds, so we use a before both. Question 119. John saw underscore, underscore, underscore otter and underscore, underscore, underscore beaver near the big dam. The answer is an otter and a beaver. Otter begins with a vowel sound, so we use an, and beaver starts with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 120. Miss Draco saw underscore, underscore, underscore unusual animal and underscore, underscore, underscore enormous elephant in the zoo. The correct answer is an unusual animal and an enormous elephant. Unusual and enormous both begin with vowel sounds, so we use an before both. Question 1. 21. ____ hour later I visited ____ ancient castle. The answer is, an hour later I visited an ancient castle. Hour has a silent H, so it starts with a vowel sound, and we use an. And ancient also begins with a vowel sound, so we use an. Question 122. ____ apricot is smaller than ____ cucumber. The correct answer is, an apricot is smaller than a cucumber. Apricot begins with a vowel sound, so we use an, and cucumber begins with a consonant sound, so we use a. Question 123. ____ eulogy was given at the graveside. The answer is, a eulogy was given at the graveside. Eulogy starts with a consonant sound like a Y, so we use a. Question 124. ____ ostrich and ____ albatross are two large birds. The correct answer is, an ostrich and an albatross are two large birds. Both ostrich and albatross begin with vowel sounds, so we use an before both. Okay, let's continue with question number 125. Question 125. We need to rewrite a paragraph using fewer ands and more full stops. The original text says, "It was a crisp winter's morning and I jumped out of bed and dressed quickly. Today we were going to visit our cousins in Manchester, and I hurried downstairs and found everyone was waiting for me. Without further delay, I ran to the car and got in, and Dad started the engine and we were on our way." Now we can break this up to make it easier to read. Here's one way we could rewrite it. It was a crisp winter's morning. I jumped out of bed and dressed quickly. Today we were going to visit our cousins in Manchester. I hurried downstairs and found everyone was waiting for me. Without further delay, I ran to the car and got in. Dad started the engine, and we were on our way. See how we used more full stops instead of using and so much? This makes the sentences shorter and clearer. Question 126. This next section is all about spelling. The sentence is, "We all live on planet Earth." Can anyone spot the mistake? Yes, the correct spelling is Earth, which is spelled E-A-R-T-H. Question 127. The sentence here is, Ben tripped Halima up on purpose. What do you think the correct spelling is? Yes, it's purpose, spelled P-U-R-P-O-S-E. Question 128. The sentence is, my brother made a promise not to annoy me again. What's the correct way to spell that word? Right? It's promise, which is spelled P-R-O-M-I-S-E. Question 129. This sentence is, I accidentally trod on my dog's tail. It's tricky, but the correct word is accidentally. It has two L's and is spelled A-C-C-I-D-E-N-T-A-L-L-Y. Okay, moving on. Each of these sentences has one word that is spelled incorrectly. You need to write the correct spelling. Question 130. The pirates buried the treasure on an island. What's wrong here? The answer is island, spelled I-S-L-A-N-D. Question 131. We planted potatoes, carrots, and peas. What's the right way to spell the first vegetable here? It's potatoes, which is spelled P-O-T-A-T-O-E-S. Question 132. Lizzie wanted to be famous when she grew up. What about this one? The answer is famous, spelled F-A-M-O-U-S. Question 133. The woman bought a particular kind of perfume. Can you fix this spelling mistake? The answer is particular, spelled P-A-R-T-I-C-U-L-A-R. All right, now we're going to work on multiplying fractions. Question 134. The first one says 1/2 multiplied by 2/3. When multiplying fractions, we multiply the top numbers together, then multiply the bottom numbers together. So 1 times 2 equals 2. Then 2 times 3 equals 6. That gives us 2 over 6, which can be simplified to 1 over 3. So the answer is 1/3. Question 135. The next one is 1/5 multiplied by 3/4. So 1 times 3 equals 3, and 5 times 4 equals 20. That makes 3 over 20, and that cannot be simplified any further. Question 136. Next, 2/3 multiplied by 1/2. 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. That's 2 over 6, which again can be simplified to 1/3. Question 137. 1/3 multiplied by 1/2. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 2 is 6. So it's 1/6, also called 1/6. Question 138. And finally, for multiplication of fractions, 1/2 multiplied by 1/5. 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 5 is 10. So the answer is 1/10, or 1/10. Okay, now we're moving on to finding a fraction of a quantity. Question 139. Find 1/4 of 36. Finding 1/4 is the same as dividing by 4. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. Question 1. Fortiety. Find 3/8 of 240. First, find 1/8 of 240, which is 30. Now multiply that by 3, which is 90. So the answer is 90. Question 141. Find 2/5 of 20. 1/5 of 20 is 4. Then multiply 4 by 2 to get 8. Question 142. Find 9/10 of 450. 1/10 of 450 is 45. Then multiply 45 by 9 to get 405. Question 143. And finally, find 6/10 of 240. 1/10 of 240 is 24. Now multiply 24 by 6 to get 144. Okay, let's continue with question 144. Question 144. We're going to compare 1/3 and 1/9. 1/3 is greater than 1/9. We can write this using the greater than symbol, like this. 1/3 greater than 1/9. Now to understand why, let's think about what these fractions mean as decimals. 1/3 is about 0.333 and 1/9 is about 0.111. Since 0.333 is bigger than 0.111, 1/3 is indeed greater than 1/9. Question 145. Now let's compare 1/8 and 1/3. 1/8 is less than 1/3, and we write this as 1/8 less than 1/3. To see this, 1/8 is equal to 0.125, while 1/3 is still about 0.333. As 0.125 is smaller than 0.333, this means 1/8 is less than 1/3. Question 146. Next up, we need to subtract 6/8 minus 4/8. The answer is 2/8. But we can simplify 2/8 to 1/4. So how did we get there? When subtracting fractions with the same denominator, we just subtract the numerators. So 6/8 to 4/8 is the same as 6 to 4/8, which equals 2/8. We can then simplify 2/8 to 1/4 by dividing the top and bottom by 2. Question 147. Let's subtract 7/10 minus 6/10. The answer is 1/10. Just like before, with the denominators the same, we subtract the numerators. 7/10 to 6/10 equals 7 to 6. 10 equals 1/10. Question 148. Now, let's find an equivalent fraction for 1/3, but this time with the denominator of 21. The answer is 7/21, or 7/21. We need to figure out what to multiply 3 by to get 21, which is 7. Then we need to multiply the numerator by the same number, which is 7. So 1 times 7 is 7, and 3 times 7 is 21. Question 149. Here's another one like the last one. Find the equivalent fraction for 3/4 that has a denominator of 28. The answer is 21/28, or 21/28. To get from 4 to 28, we multiply by 7. So we also multiply the numerator by 7. 3 times 7 is 21, and 4 times 7 is 28. Question 150. Let's convert 6 1/2 to an improper fraction. The answer is 13/2, or 13/2. First, multiply the whole number, which is 6, by the denominator, which is 2, so 6 times 2 equals 12. Then add the numerator, which is 1, so 12 plus 1 equals 13. The denominator stays the same, which is 2. Question 151. Let's do another one. Convert 2 1/2 to an improper fraction. The answer is 5/2, or 5/2. We do the same steps. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Keep the denominator as 2. Question 152. Okay, let's convert 8 4/5 to an improper fraction. The answer is 44/5, or 44/5. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 4 is 44. The denominator stays as 5. Question 153. Now we're going the other way. Let's convert 7/2 to a mixed number. The answer is 3 1/2, which we write as 3 1/2. We need to ask ourselves how many times 2 goes into 7, which is 3 times with 1 left over. The 3 is the whole number, and that leftover 1 becomes the numerator over the original denominator of 2. Question 154. Let's convert 45/10 to a mixed number. The answer is 4 1/2, or 4 1/2. How many times does 10 go into 45? That's 4, with a remainder of 5. So 4 becomes the whole number, with 5 over 10 as a fraction, which simplifies to 1/2. Question 155. Convert 36/10 to a mixed number. The answer is 3 3/5, or 3 3/5. 10 goes into 36 3 times with a remainder of 6. That remainder of 6 goes on top over 10. We can then simplify 6/10 into 3/5. Question 156. Let's simplify 27/36. The answer is 3/4, or 3/4. We need to find the greatest common divisor of 27 and 36. That's 9, so we divide the top and bottom by 9. 27 divided by 9 is 3, and 36 divided by 9 is 4. Question 157. Simplify 8/16. The answer is 1/2, or 1/2. The greatest common divisor of 8 and 16 is 8, so 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 16 divided by 8 is 2. Question 158. Simplify 30/50. The answer is 3/5, or 3/5. The greatest common divisor of 30 and 50 is 10, so 30 divided by 10 is 3, and 50 divided by 10 is 5. Question 159. Simplify 4/12. The answer is 1/3, or 1/3. The greatest common divisor of 4 and 12 is 4, so 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. Question 160. Simplify 20/25. The answer is 4/5, or 4/5. The greatest common divisor of 20 and 25 is 5, so 20 divided by 5 is 4, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. Question 161. Now let's do some long multiplication. 69 multiplied by 31. The answer is 2,139. We can break this down. 69 multiplied by 1 is 69, and 69 multiplied by 30 is 2070. Then we add 69 plus 2070, which equals 2,139. Question 162. Another long multiplication. 85 multiplied by 71. The answer is 6,035. First, 85 multiplied by 1 is 85, and 85 multiplied by 70 is 5,950. We then add 85 plus 5,950, which is 6,035. Okay, let's continue with question number 163. Question 163 is a long multiplication problem. 16 multiplied by 49. The answer is 784. To solve this, we can break it down. First, we multiply 16 by 9, which equals 144. Then, we multiply 16 by 40, which equals 640. Finally, we add 144 and 640 together, which gives us the answer of 784. Moving on to question 164, another long multiplication. 37 multiplied by 18. The answer is 666. To solve this, we'll start by multiplying 37 by 8, which equals 296. Next, we multiply 37 by 10, which equals 370. Adding 296 and 370 together gives us a total of 666. Question 165 is a division problem. We are asked to divide 174 by 6. The answer is 29. This is because 6 multiplied by 29 equals 174. We can write this as 6 multiplied by 29 equals 174. Question 166 asks us to divide 864 by 9. The answer is 96. This is because 9 multiplied by 96 equals 864. So we can write that as 9 multiplied by 96 equals 864. Question 167 asks us to divide 616 by 8. The answer is 77. This is because 8 multiplied by 77 equals 616. So 8 multiplied by 77 equals 616. Question 168 asks us to divide 340 by 4. The answer is 85. This is because 4 multiplied by 85 equals 340. We can write that as 4 multiplied by 85 equals 340. Now, let's switch gears to synonyms. Question 169 asks for a synonym for the word lucky. The choices are rich, fortunate, happy, and winner. The correct answer is fortunate. Both lucky and fortunate mean having good luck or being favored by fortune. Question 170 asks for a synonym for the word brave. The choices are strong, angry, confident, and heroic. The correct answer is heroic, because brave and heroic both mean showing courage. Question 171 asks for a synonym for the word hold. The choices are pull, catch, grasp, and take. The correct answer is grasp, because hold and grasp both mean to grip. Question 172 asks for a synonym for the word allow. The choices are deny, confess, agree, and permit. The correct answer is permit. This is because allow and permit both mean to give permission. Finally, question 173 asks for a synonym for the word lively. The choices are active, angry, energy, and happy. The correct answer is active because lively and active both mean having lots of energy. That concludes all the questions for Year 4 Homework 5. You've done a great job working through all of them.